Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Black Clover. Last time around we had Yami and Vengeance, where basically we continued the story of how Yami met William Vengeance back in the day. And they were both given a task by then, well, he still is, but newly Wizard King Julius. Let me start over. They were given the task by Wizard King Julius to go and stop some bandits and also to find out if there were magic knights helping the bandits. Yes, I said that about 85% correctly, I think. So, yeah. So they did that, stopped the bandits, captured the rogue magic knights, and then after that they were both given their own squads to captain. So Yami created the Black Bulls, and William created the Golden Dawn. So yeah, and basically the moral of the story was, don't give up. Don't give up, even if, especially for Asta, don't give up, even if Yuno is a bit stronger. Now, just get, you know what, when you get knocked off that horse, you have to get up, and you gotta eat that horse. Let's go eat that horse, Asta. So, oh, and then Mario Leona showed up at the end and just blew down their door. So, yeah, it's pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Black Clover. Here we go. Alright, I hate the robes. I hate those robes. I really do. No. Thank God that Asta's is, like, cut off, you know? Like, his probably looks the best, but yeah, I don't like the robes. I don't like the robes. I'm sorry. I don't like those robes. I mean, one thing. Well, again, Asta's isn't that bad because it's cut off, you know? I think it's just the difference between, you know, all the other Magic Knight squads, they all have their own uniform and everything. But the Black Bulls, the Black Bulls are just a little cowl, basically, like a little cloak to put over your shoulders. And I really do just prefer that, you know? Because, like, especially, too, because the Black Bull's cloak goes so well with so many of their outfits, you know? Like, it works with Asta's, but it works with Noelle's outfit, too, because Noelle has a very, bright white, outfit on. And obviously, she has a very light complexion. She has very white hair, so the black really breaks it up very well. But then you also go to the opposite side of that, which is Zora. Now I gotta get used to saying that. Zora, who, quite honestly, it's like, no, that it kind of works, like, giving him even more black. Because honestly, the purple that he had from the Purple Orca shawl, that worked, like, as a nice bit of color to sort of break up a lot of the darker parts of his outfit. But I honestly like the Black Bull cloak with it, you know? So, and you could kind of say the same thing about Yuno, where it's like, he had a very bright, Golden Dawn outfit, but he had very black hair. Now, I mean, Yuno probably looks the best with that robe, because honestly, he looks like the Wizard King, you know? But, but that's the thing, is like, honestly, it's probably good that Asta's, was cut so short, because it's like, how are you supposed to move around in this thing? Like, this is a lot of fabric, you know? And I get that it's, like, important, like, it has, like, these magical properties, magical defenses and buffs, basically. But, yeah, I could not imagine Asta trying to go in this friggin' full robe, trying to swing his friggin' sword, you know? Trying to jump around and kick stuff, you know? And, I mean, yeah, Luck might do that too. I honestly, I could expect, like, the destruction of most of their robes, you know? So, and, obviously we have to assume they still have their regular clothes on underneath their robes, because Asta still did, So yeah, and I guess, like, the colors are okay. Okay, the colors are okay. I actually don't mind the colors. It's the length. The fact that it is a full robe from neck to toe, basically. That I don't like. I don't like that. I wish it was just like pretty much what Asta had, which is just, the cloak over, like, the Black Bull cloak, And plus, I mean, it is also kind of weird that it's like, oh, hey, Zora's here, and he's a royal knight, and it's like, oh my god, he joined the Black Bulls! Isn't that great? That means he's gonna be sticking around for the rest of the friggin' show. I'm assuming he survives, So it's like, oh, he's gonna be sticking around for the rest of the friggin' show. He's a Black Bull, But then it's just like, alright, and now that you have this cool new Black Bull cloak, go get rid of that and go put on the royal knight robe instead. And it's just like, So yeah, and even like Marileona's robe, it's just like it just seems like it's restricting too much, It seems like it's restricting too much compared to their original outfits, basically, their original uniforms, So I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to them. Maybe they'll get a bit better, but right at this second, I do not care for the Royal Knight robes. But minor problem, really. Like, if that's kind of the worst thing going into this, then it's just like, all right, we're fine, So yeah. And hey, I do like at least the confirmation that if Finral was awake and able and was able to get up and was fully recovered, he would have joined the Royal Knights, and if Langris wasn't being detained for possibly being an unconscious traitor to the Clover Kingdom, he might also be a Royal Knight. So, boy, that I just thought of it just now. It's just like, what a heck of a letter that must have been, sending it back to the House of Vaude, Where it's like, hey, so your younger son tried to murder your oldest son. He's in critical condition right now. And also, your youngest son, Langris, had to be detained because we believe he is an unconscious traitor of the kingdom. And so, after being brutally beaten by a peasant with black magic power or whatever, black anti-magic power, he was detained for interrogation. Now, I'm sure a letter wouldn't actually say all of that, but man, what a letter that was, Or just a meeting, like, I don't know, maybe the Wizard King went over there himself and was like, hey, it's just a few things about your boys. Oh boy. What's gonna be funny is if Finral wakes up at some point, if he wakes up in the next, what are we on, 87? A little margin of error, we'll say 50. If Finral wakes up and is recovered in the next 50 episodes, then that is going to be ridiculous, because the fact that Fuegoleon is still out, like, how long has it been since that episode? Let me see if I can go find it. Oh boy. So, God, that was what, like episode 25 maybe? Yeah, that was around episode 24 or 25. So, that was a long time ago. We're on 87. So that was about 60 episodes ago now. And he's still not awake. Like I know the man lost his arm, but like, good lord, man. Wake up! Get up already and come back to the show, for goodness sake. And, and also just the fact that, it's like, oh, it's been about 60 episodes. And we're watching those, 2 a week, we're watching those 2 a week. I guess if you're watching this in the playlist afterwards, we do these Black Clover reactions twice a week because there's so many friggin' episodes that I had to speed up the process a little bit. So, yeah, it's just like, it's been so long. And it's even longer if you go week to week with this anime. So it's just like, oh, good grief, Oh, boy, oh, boy. I feel bad for Magna. Soul didn't pass either. It was just Kirsch from that team. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. That probably, reinforces his ideas about peasants, honestly. It's like, oh, well, they didn't get selected. And it's like... And I get that Kirsch is, vice captain of the Pink Butterflies or whatever the hell. But even still, it's just like, really... Magna and Soul, neither of them made the cut. That sucks. And honestly, because it's like, of the Black Bulls, only 5 of them entered. Asta, Noelle, Luck, Magna, and Finral. 4 people from the Black Bulls were chosen. However, that's Asta, Noelle, Luck, and then Zora, who has just now joined the Black Bulls. I do love that too. That it's just like, Zora has fought so many Magic Knights in his time, but he could not beat Yami. He just couldn't do it. Granted, maybe he's not fully recovered from the selection exam, but still, he was not able to beat Yami. This was 2 days ago, and Yami just tossed him a cloak. And I do love that too, of Asta being like, "Oh, you cheated. You got in through the back door. That shouldn't be allowed." And then just pan over to Noelle, who did get in through the back door. I mean, how many of the Black Bulls have gotten in through the back door, How many passed the entrance exam versus, joined on a whim, basically? Because Ghosh did that too, Ghosh did that too. He was just a runaway prisoner, basically. And then Yami found him and stopped him and was just like, hey, you could join my squad if you want. You're pretty talented. You'll get money and you can send that back to your sister or whatever. I don't know. So that's the thing. And then Noelle, obviously, because Noelle wouldn't let her family wouldn't let her take the entrance exam. And then, Noelle starts chatting about his failure of a sister who can't attack anything. And Yami, that just perked, his ears just perked up, and he's like, oh, I want to see this. Went over and it's just like, oh yeah, you really do suck. Well, you can join the team if you want. And she did. It's just like, well, there's no other way to get into the Magic Knights than joining the loser squad. But then she got better. So yeah. This is exactly what I wanted, is I wanted Zora to be a part of the Black Bulls. It's like, that's the perfect team to bring him in, Oh, man. The Black Bulls. I love the Black Bulls so much, Because it's so funny, in, what was it, episode 5, I think, when we first, see the Black Bulls, and they set them up so perfectly to be like, oh my god, these guys are going to be a fucking problem. They're a disaster. And it's just like, yeah, but they're our disaster, And so you just, immediately it's like, oh no, these are the friendliest fucking people in the world, And it's just like, they get it. They get what you are, You suck, they suck. Let's all suck together. Don't take that out of context, but yeah, it's such a perfect place for Zora. I mean, that's going to be great when he gets back there, They're going to give him a room. They're going to give him a room. Asta is going to try to give him chores, and then Zora's just not going to do it, and Asta has to keep doing all the chores. We know that's going to happen, And he's just going to, chill out. He might take some drinks. He might, honestly... I feel like Zora would take up drinking with Vanessa, I could see that, but... Oh, boy. It's so perfect. It's so perfect for Zora to join the Black Bulls. They're so great. Oh, boy, oh, boy. It's so amazing. But, yeah. And... then there's also the king, There's also the king who, again, the king who learned no lessons from the whole Langris debacle, you know? Like, oh, he's still just a filthy peasant and I'm royalty. It's that, I love his fucking voice. It's so great. But yeah, but then just the fact that it's just like, you learned nothing. Nothing, you know? It's like, even in the winning team, you know, a peasant won. It's just like... And yeah, there was royalty there because Noelle was royalty, but still, it's just like, dude, it's just, oh, good grief. I'm really curious if the king is going to join us in battle, because like he wants the glory. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like a Roman politician. What was the one's name? Was it Crassus? I think so. But there was one, I can't fully remember, but there was like, you know, this older sort of Roman politician guy. He was also kind of a real estate guy, and it's like, well, he went and tried to fight in a war because he didn't have any war glory to his name. And and then it just didn't work. I think he ended up dying in battle. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember fully, but it's just like, well, you gotta, even with all the accomplishments you could have in Rome, you gotta go win a war to, you know, actually be taken seriously. And it's just like, I feel like that's what the king is going to end up doing. He's gonna get there, which we don't know what kind of magic he has. Presumably it's, his mana levels are very high because he's royalty, you know? But, yeah, we have no idea. We have no idea how strong he is, but I get the feeling he has never fought a day in his life. So if he ends up going with, I really do get the feeling he's just gonna die. So, do you have a prince? Does he have a successor? Is his successor any better? Do they, you know, because it's like, you know, there's the Kira, there's the, you guys told me there's the Kira family, then the Vermilions, and then the Silvas, that are basically just a triangle of the royal family. So do they toss a coin? Do they roll dice to see which family is going to be next? I don't know. I mean, I assume it's just a matter of succession, but does this guy have a son that would take over as king? Or if this guy goes and dies in battle, can we just make Julius the king instead? The only thing... Well, no. I was going to say that might be more work for Julius, but let's be honest. That king does no work. We all know it. We all know that king does no work. He just sits with his women, and Julius does everything. Well, Marx does everything, and Julius does some things that Marx tells him to do. So, yeah. Well, hopefully the king does join us, and then he can die on the battlefield, and we don't have to worry about him anymore. So, I feel so bad. He's not really even a bad guy. He's just... He shouldn't be king. He's not a leader. He's not a fighter. He's just some pompous old man, basically. You know? He's only important because someone said he was important. That's it, you know? So, anyway. But yeah. But we're back to the Midnight Sun. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Like, it has been a while since we've dealt with the Eye of the Midnight Sun. Pretty much since Fauna, and that was, I mean, maybe about 20 episodes or so ago? Probably, just about 20, I would imagine. Because, yeah, we had this entire giant, you know, selection test arc that has spanned 2 OPs, you know? But yeah, but now we're gonna get back to the Eye of the Midnight Sun. We gotta go fight Licht. We gotta go fight Raya. So yeah, and we gotta see more flashbacks. I mean, good lord, like all of them. Like the kid at the beginning of that flashback, I was just when he's just like, he seems weak, and they just walk away, and he's like really happy. It's like, oh, are they trying to imply that Luck was also one of them? And it's just like, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want Luck to be a part of it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. It's like there were so many characters that were familiar that I'm just like, oh man, I don't know. So yeah. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from Scimitar Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Black Clover reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.